Hey guys, it's He Dude. I guess I wanted to come back on here and talk. Do another video talking about Max Dillon, aka Electro. I guess this time from the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I said this before. I actually really don't mind Max Dillon's design in this movie. See, the thing is, I don't know. It's kind of hard to defend Spider-Man in this movie at times, even though I do like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. It's crazy because Max Dillon had to literally remind him after the whole accident, because he couldn't recognize him, that was him. But it's like they literally had to literally shoot him because he made a sudden movement, but he didn't mean to. So fucking Spider-Man had to put on a fucking fireman hat and spray him with the goddamn hose to take him out. Which I'll admit, I didn't realize how funny that shit was. I'm like, bro. But I don't know. It's like, in my opinion, I don't know. I can't help but feel bad for the guy because he was just a normal dude that had to go through a lot, even when he was working at Oscorp. Then he gets fallen into a vat of it. Or again, the one thing I also do like in this movie, they somewhat do a good job in this movie, kind of showing how powerful Max Dillon as Electro is. I mean, again, it's like, even in this movie, I mean, I don't want to say the same thing, like, he's like a living embodiment of fucking electricity. But, like, I'll admit, in the movie, I do think it's funny that he literally calls him a god named Spider-Man, calls him a god named Sparkles, which I thought was pretty funny. But, like, I think the fucking part where he was like, "It's my birthday. Now it's time for me to light my candles." But, like, honestly, like, Max Dillon in this movie, it's funny because I didn't think about this when I was watching the movie when I was a kid, or when I was a teenager. But, like, the dude, I don't know, it comes off a little weird and creepy because he obviously has an obsession with Spider-Man in this movie. I don't know, his obsession with Spider-Man is almost kind of like, I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Batman Forever, but the dude just comes off like some of the, like, Jim Carrey's the Riddler or Edward Nygma, because his obsession with Spider-Man is kind of like Edward Nygma's obsession with Bruce Wayne before he starts to hate him just because he decided not to do the whole brain manipulation wave thing. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, Max Dillon's hatred for Spider-Man is a little understandable because he defended Spider-Man after the whole, that guy shooting him. The one thing I didn't realize is how weird the effects were, because I guess they had to literally draw the fucking lightning bolts on his face to do the effects. But, like, the whole After Effects thing, it actually looks so much better. But, like, the one thing I was wondering is, like, why his design doesn't look bad. I love it. Even after 2014, I like it. But why does he look like Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen? Or like Zack Snyder's Watchmen? I mean, like, I love the line where he's like saying that this city is gonna know how it feels to live in my world. A world without mercy. A world without Spider-Man. And then the dude's like, and who are you? And then he's like, don't you know I'm Electro? I'm like, oh my god, that line has, I gotta say it, like, that line is so impressive even after more than 10 years. I mean, I don't know, I feel like not enough people really said good things about this version of Electro. It's like, again, it's like, minus the whole, like, God thing, or him basically just being a fucking living lightning bolt full of electricity, he's kind of, in my opinion, a little sympathetic. But the one thing I didn't understand was why he and Harry Osborn teamed up if they're just gonna fight Spider-Man like alone separately. It's like, you know, Harry Osborn only helped out Electro just so he could escape if he already knew how to escape anyway. Not to mention, he only did it just so that he could literally have time to literally break back into Oscorp and just take the spider blood and become the Green Goblin, which, in my opinion, that's like one of the scariest parts in that movie is when he just starts screaming in agony. But yeah, like, I think I remember the only reason why Harry took the blood was because he was dying from the same, you know, goblin disease that his father died from. Which, I don't know. I don't know why nobody really in that movie helped Harry out, but again, I don't know. It's like, I feel like maybe they shouldn't have let Max Dillon literally work on that shit by himself. Because, again, he was like maybe a trained engineer, I'm assuming. But if he was really trained, it's like, why did he end up electrocuting himself and falling into a fucking vat of fucking electric eels? It's like, the one thing I thought was hilarious, in my opinion, is he got fucking... he literally fixed the gap in his teeth when he became Electro. I'm like, bro, that shit is funny as hell. I'm sorry. But it's like, I don't know. They didn't really seem like they cared enough about Max Dillon in that movie. And it's like, it's no wonder why that shit happened in the first damn place. It's like, I don't know. Again, he might have been trained, but if he was really trained, that mistake wouldn't have happened at all. Like, but again, personally, I just think that whole thing is just ridiculous. Even though it was probably in the comics, even like I said in the first video or part 1. But it's like, again, the dude who was either working with or working for, I don't know, Smythe? It's like, again, it was this dude's birthday, but it's like, just literally looked at it, it's just basically like, oh, happy birthday, you're literally staying here working on the fucking electrical eel thing, even though you're gonna get fucking electrocuted and almost die, or maybe something like that. But I don't know. Again, I almost completely forgot at one point later on, after I watched this movie, that he ends up really getting fucking blown up or used electricity against him to basically make him explode or something, which I think is kind of a smart way to, you know, take out a Spider-Man villain. But again, I don't know. In my opinion, in this movie, I feel like they could have maybe just at least tried to reason with Max Dillon, or, you know, it's like, if they didn't have a sniper shoot at him, he wouldn't have, Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy wouldn't have had to do that to him anyway. But I don't know, that whole thing just kind of sucks in my opinion. It's like, and then again, he was literally draining the electricity from the city and really gonna cause 2 fucking planes to collide and crash into each other. But it's like, it's funny because it kind of just, you know, ties, or in my opinion, it's kind of similar to the whole Raimi-verse villain thing, where it's like every villain and all 3 of the Spider-Man villains basically die, well, except Sandman. But again, you know, Venom even died as well. The one thing I also forgot was, like, if you guys remember, there was a Lego Marvel Superheroes game that came out a year before The Amazing Spider-Man 2, well, back in 2013, which I think was the ultimate version. But it looks almost similar, even though it's like a Lego version of Electro, it looks almost similar to the Jamie Foxx Electro. Which I know there's also the classic Electro, which, again, I'm glad they didn't go with that version in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but at the same time, I feel like that's what they were trying to do with No Way Home, but, like, you know, by giving them that newer look, which I do like. But at the same time, it kind of looks better than his actual classic look. It's almost like they just had him wear a fucking construction uniform and called it a day, which I think is kind of cool. So yeah, I guess that's it today for me talking about Electro Part 2. I really don't know if I'm going to do Part 3 to this, but I'll let you guys know if I do, or maybe upload it. So, again, I love the character of Electro, in my opinion. He's like one of my favorite villains. So, again, I guess leave a comment down below if you guys want to. Subscribe, share, maybe I'll see all you guys later for Part 3. See ya.